Hey guys, I'm Tom Roy, and I've been skating for over 20 years.
Hold up.
I'm here to give you all the details that you need to know to learn tricks as fast and efficiently as possible, and of course make it fun in the process. Every trick has that one tip that you should never forget. Once you know what that is, it's in the bag. Let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to teach you one of the coolest tricks in skateboarding. We've got a beautiful mani pad here, but we're not here for the mani pad, we're here for the curb. Let's learn no-comply kickflips. First and foremost, the height of the curb will make a huge difference on how easy this trick is for you. If you try to do it on a curb that's too high, it's going to be a lot harder. But if you find a lower one, not too low, I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. If you find just the right height curb like this one, it's going to make this trick a lot easier. Let's get into the foot position. For the front foot, just like I taught with no-comply 180s, because this is a no-comply trick. So when you step off, it's going to be easier to have your foot farther up, because right as you're stepping off, you're stepping right onto the curb as your board is approaching it. So as you're coming up, you step off right here. See, you want your foot far up. If you're stepping off here and your foot's too far back, you can potentially miss the curb and run into it. And like I said, no-complies are easier when your foot's further up. For the back foot, I put my toe further back on the tail than I do for most tricks, because in this trick, you're going to need to push your board forward, which is foreign to most skateboarding tricks. So it's a lot easier to have your foot further back here than in the center. You don't want it to be too far back or on one of these far edges, because you do still need a good snap. Now the angle. I like to go at an angle for this trick, not straight on. For some reason, it makes it a lot easier to keep your board out in front of you. If you're more parallel and going straight on, I've noticed my board wants to turn a little bit more, so this just really helps me keep the board out in front of me and give it room to flip. Watch how I roll up. See? For some reason it just helps. For some reason when I learned this trick, it would always do heel flips for me in the beginning. And over time as it evolved, it just started kickflipping. And now for me, kickflipping is a lot easier. That might happen to you. You could try this trick and heel flips might be easier. So if it is, go with it. I think both are sick. Now let's talk timing of the snap. This is a really important factor in this trick, is when you pop. The reason that you want it to be a lower curb is because you want those front wheels to get above the curb before you pop. If your front wheels hit the curb, it's going to mess up the flick, because in this trick, your board flips when the tail hits the curb. So obviously you don't want to be too far back. You got to get the right speed to have enough speed to where you can get your wheels above the curb, and then your tail snaps right about here. And as it's going up, it hits that curb and starts to flip. And if you go too fast at it, the bottom part of your tail is going to hit the curb, and it'll probably go super vertical, and you could get sacked. And it really helps to get a good snap off the ground. Think like a double snap. Snap, snap. Snap off the ground, tail snaps off the curb. And right as I'm about to pop, I like to lean a little bit back, because just like with no-complies, you want to let your board get out in front of you and not interfere with it. And you'll also still be able to stay above it even though you're leaning slightly back. If you lean too far forward, you're probably going to one-foot it like this. And for some reason when I do that, my board just doesn't flip as much and it doesn't get the same pop. So by leaning back, it allows your board to pop more, gives it more time to flick. Okay, a good way to practice this trick is to pop your board vertically into your hand, because when it hits the curb, your board's pretty much vertical, and that's what causes it to flip forward. And you can practice just throwing it at the curb to get used to it and figure out the timing. Think of it like you're slamming it into the curb. Very importantly, when that tail snaps, obviously you're putting a lot of weight down on your back foot right during the snap, but the second it snaps, you lift that back foot up. Don't let it interfere with your board, because your board needs to hit that curb and flip. But if your foot's in the way, it's not going to flip, it's going to stop it. Snap it into the curb, and you just have your foot staying above it, ready to catch it. Your board will do its own thing. That's all up to the curb and the board. This is a really unpredictable trick, and it might flip way differently every time you do it. As you do it more and more, you might get more consistent at getting it to stay more level. When you do this trick, your body's going to want to turn frontside with it. I let my body do it just a little bit as I'm popping off the curb, but then I bring myself back. Otherwise, you're going to land sideways and tic-tac, and your board's going to turn on you. You can turn a little bit in the beginning, but then keep your body nice and square and parallel with your board as you're rolling away. And then catch it like a kickflip right away. That's all for this one, guys. Really hope you like learning this trick, and comment a trick that you want to see a future tutorial for. Again, it does hurt to pop off that right knee. Bear with me as I get better, but we got nollie tricks on the table, switch tricks, wall ride tricks, quarter pipe tricks. Let me know. And guys, if you like my tutorials, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Helps us out big time. Next, I'll do some more no comply kickflips for you and one in slow motion. But after that, be sure to stick around for the key takeaways to recap what I've taught you. Let's do a few. Don't click away yet. Here are your key takeaways. Put your front foot way up on your board. Put your back foot toward the back of your tail. Roll up to the curb at an angle. Pop so your tail hits the curb, but not your wheels. Lift your back foot up after you pop. And if you can find a lower curb, this trick will be much easier. See you in the next tutorial. You!